New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
Knicks beating the Kings 131 to 115, led by Julius Randle, who gives you a career high 46 points and a career high 8 threes. Emmanuel Quickley gives you 27 points on the night. RJ Barrett gives you 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Evan Fournier chips in with 15 points. And then you're looking at these Knicks. The Knicks go ham in the second half. There is no third quarter of doom. There's not even a fourth quarter of doom because the Knicks score 83 points in the second half. Gunshots for these Knicks. I never seen nothing like this. They scored 44 points in the third quarter on alone, and the Knicks beat the Sacramento Kings to go on 2-game winning streak. And led by a phenomenal performance by Julius Randle. I'm gonna let you know right now. Listen, man, we're here. Win or lose, rain or shine. After every Knicks game, talking Knicks, even at 1 a.m. in the morning. So if you want to listen to it, if you want to hear some Knicks talk, if you want to listen to Knicks news, come hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment below if you want to hear us talk about these Knicks. And we're going to talk about it today. Ryan G. I don't understand.
Sir.
I don't understand why every time Randle sees Sabonis' face, he gets upset. It doesn't matter where Sabonis plays. If Sabonis plays in Indiana, Randle wants to drop 50. If Sabonis plays in YMCA at 60 years old, Randle wants to drop 50. I don't care where Randle sees Sabonis. Every time Randle sees Sabonis' face, he's like, I want the win. I want to show him up. Because today, once again, Randle goes 8. He takes 14 shots in the first half. Goes, he almost won. He could have gone for 50. He could have gone for 50. But, you know, Tom Thibodeau took him out the game in the fourth quarter. But, yo, let me know, what is up? What is Randle on? What did you see from Randle? And why do you think every time he sees Sabonis' face, he wants to drop 30 plus on this kid?
I mean, I don't know where the whole Sabonis Randle thing came from. I mean, first I attributed to maybe, you know, Knicks Pacers, you know, division, not division rivals, but, you know, conference rivals. You know, the history is there. You know, maybe Randle's like, you know what, you know, this dude Sabonis, you know, our stats are comparable. You know, we're close to each other stats wise. So let me show him out. You know, show him off. You know, show him that, you know, I got the game. You know, I got the better game, or whatever the case may be. But I mean, I don't know what it is with Sabonis, but, you know, I guess some guys, you know, they have that guy that whenever they see that player's face or whatever the case may be, they just up their game like 20 notches. You know, and that's what Randle does. And yeah, Randle had a great game tonight. I wasn't really impressed with him in the first half, but to be honest about it, I wasn't impressed with none of the Knicks in the first half because everybody was pretty lethargic, sluggish on defense, a lot of open threes to the Sacramento Kings. But that second half, I don't know if they've told them something or what it was, but they came out with a whole lot of energy and you know, dropping 44, like you said, in that third quarter, and then dropping 83. Mm-hmm. Like I think there was a stat I saw too where if I could find it, I just had it up. Yeah, so the Knicks 83 points in the second half are the franchise's most in the second half since December 28th, 1969. That's Walt Clyde Frazier days.
That's crazy.
Against Phoenix. And they said it's the most in either half since they scored 84 points in the first half against Philly on November 18th, 1988. Those were Patrick Ewing days.
Jeez.
So it was a crazy performance by the Knicks tonight. But yeah, Julius Randle definitely deserves all the credit. And yeah, you know, you got to give the man props. He may not have played his best all season, and, you know, the going back and forth with the fans and things of that nature. But when the man plays well, he deserves his props. And tonight he deserves his props.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And here's the thing. Like, I understand that we need to move the ball a lot more. And the Knicks only had 4 assists in the first half. It was a little bit too much iso ball for my liking in general. Our top our guards and Alec Burks and Evan Fournier really didn't have it going in that first half as well. So I know like the ball movement was kind of non-existent, but Randle, for all intents and purposes, and I think even Quickley were the only two players have it going. So when the second half came, it just seems like everybody turned it on. I felt like the ball movement was a lot better in the second half. The defensive intensity was a lot better in the second half as well. Sometimes you got to remember, sometimes in these back-to-back situations, sometimes it might take a minute for things to click. You can get off the plane after a late-night game. There's a little bit of jet lag. So maybe could have been some of those things happening around where it might have forced the Knicks slow start. But that second half, things definitely turned around. Evans started hitting shots. Alec Burks started hitting shots. And Randle seemed to be playing out of his head, because usually you overthink certain things. Today, he was just shooting the three. But like, I think he only took 5 threes in the last couple of weeks. And all of a sudden, he go into the day and he's shooting 16 threes. It's like, yo, whose man's is that? Like, what happened here? So I feel like there's a lot, and the one turnover is also something, that we don't see a lot of. You know what I mean? But like, he's not being asked to play make as much anymore. So maybe that has a lot to do to contribute to why he's not even turning the ball over as much, and even the times he does have the ball, like he seems a lot more aware where the doubles are coming from too. Because there's a few times where I saw Fox kind of cheat over for the double team. He got rid of the ball a few times. So I maybe it's a combination of him not handling the ball as much and him being a lot more aware. But man, the Randle we saw today was just incredible. This version of Randle is scary. It's super scary. I feel like you want to say something by looking at your face. I'm not sure.
No, I was just saying that, this version of Randle is definitely scary. And then it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if we got this Randle consistently throughout the season, not even dropping crazy numbers like this, but the way he played with energy in that second half, both on the offensive and the defensive side, the Knicks, like, we wouldn't be talking about getting rid of Randle in the offseason. But it's like, it's one of those things where we just haven't gotten this from Randle consistently all season. It's, we get it from him in spurts.
Right.
And that's about it. That's all I got that's all I can really say about that.
Yeah, it's just it's just one of those things where you're happy, but you're also frustrated. Like, I feel like anytime Randle does well from here on out, you're a little bit frustrated. Because you're like, where was this for 2 months when you were just like pissing away Knicks wins and throwing tantrums and slapping laptops and having attitude problems? Like, where was this for? Because this is the Randle we want. This is the type of focus we want, and he seems a lot more focused ever since after the All-Star break. Granted, he had some backslides with his attitude. Especially against Phoenix, but like man, if this focus was here in the beginning of the season, this thing's gonna be a lot different, and it's just frustrating. It makes like, even if you're looking on Knicks Twitter, some people are like, yeah, whatever, Randle has a career highlight. Like, it's still like some type of attitude about it, and I get it though. I get it, but it's like the Knicks though. Outside of us, the Knicks are still trying to make the play-in. And it's clear of that. So and I still don't think it's gonna be like a miracle for us to make it. But these are athletes. If an athlete quit, they shouldn't be an athlete. Like, really.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. And so hold on, gunshots. Some early gunshots here, because y'all here are crazy. You guys are watching us talk Knicks basketball at 1:33 a.m. in the morning on a work night. So salute to you guys. JT Reddick, picks for Timmy, Delano, the best modern game, Fritz, Sang Freud, and everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Also, shout out to Ron Hines, who sends a $4.99 super chat just cuz. Salute to you. And shout out to BKNY, who sends a $5 super chat. He says, IQ is not a PG. He should start at PG over Burks. IQ will keep the PG spot warm for Deuce. Randle drops a 40 piece, but crowd cheers for RJ. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the second night in a row where the crowd cheered for RJ. The crowd actually cheered for RJ faintly last night as well. But let's talk about him, man. Let's talk about Emmanuel Quickley right now. Because there's still some residual Emmanuel Quickley hate. I still don't really understand what that's about. There's still some Emmanuel Quickley hate. Quickley's been playing well, man. He's been playing well as of recent. I think over the last 7 games, he's averaged about 17 points a game, and I think he's been his percentages have been around 50% from 3 and field goal percentage as well. And we can see the difference of confidence and in pace now when Quickley goes into the game. The pace speeds up tremendously. The defense is there. Also, I think we haven't really touched on this program is the way he sets screens. Like he contributes to the offense on the fly in certain ways. I saw this one play on a fast break when Randle was bringing the ball up. Quickley screens Sabonis on the fly. So now Randle has a mismatch of Randle versus Fox, and Quickley does stuff like that on the fly all the time that doesn't get credit for, that goes unnoticed. And Quickley just seems to have found his knack of recently. What do you think? Why do you think that is, Ryan?
Yeah, so here's the thing with Knicks fans, because Quickley's been playing good lately and he still gets residual hate. The reason why he gets residual hate is because Knicks fans do not forgive and they do not forget. It's because in the beginning of the season and for most of the season, Quickley has not played well. He has slumped from his first season as a rookie. So Knicks fans have that in their head, and they're like, no, we're not showing you that love yet. You got to show us on a consistent basis that you are back. So, yes, Quickley had 2 great games, but in the eyes of Knicks fans are like, no, we still remember the majority of the season. You got to show us more. That's the reason why IQ still gets residual hate. But overall, IQ, the most important thing is that he's hitting his shots. That's the most important thing. When IQ hits his shots, he's a different player. And the fact that he's also getting to the line more now, too. In the beginning of the season, he wasn't getting those foul calls.
Yeah.
Now he's getting those foul calls. He's going to the line, and you already know how it is. When a guy hits, a couple from the free throw line, he finds his rhythm, and that helps his shooting overall. So I think a combination of that and also the fact that, again, Quickley, good energy on defense. He's definitely improved in that area, and he's shown that all season. And like you said, he does a lot of things on offense on the fly. Like, is he the prototypical point guard?
Nope.
No, but he does things on the offense that helps out the team. Like I said, I like the way how he's pushing pace. But yeah, Quickley's putting it all together right now. His shooting is better. He's drawing fouls. He's pushing pace, and he's a good defender at the point of attack as well. So you have to give Quickley his props. Like, yeah, he might not have performed this way all season, but right now he's performing.
27 points on the night for Quickley, 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds from a guard. Not a small forward. Not a power forward. A guard.
A guard.
6 rebounds. Last game, 10 rebounds. The game before that, 8 rebounds. From a guard. All right? This is from a guard. and 4 assists from Quickley. And one thing I want to touch on is the paint touches. I don't think I've ever seen Quickley touch the paint this much in the combination last year and this year. I feel like he's just been watching RJ and mimicking his game. Like I feel like that's what's been happening. I feel like every time Quickley will shoot those long threes, but it just feels like 9 times out of 10 he's getting in that paint. And it's not even just I'm shooting the floater, because last season it was the floater. This season he's getting to the rim. He's getting to the rim and getting fouled. It's not like this. His game is expanding. Like, it's funny because it's been different parts of the season where I feel like he's been experimenting. And I think people have to realize that he's still a young player and he's still trying to figure it out. And that's why you're seeing these varying results, because he's still trying to figure out where his bread and butter is. There's one part of the season where he was just experimenting shooting mid-range shots. Remember, like he was shooting mid-range shots for like a good week. Now you haven't seen a mid-range shot in like a week, like in a month. I don't know. Like last year, it was exclusively floaters. This recent stretch, he's been getting all the way to the rim with regularity, and I think that might be the biggest difference in his game. That, and he seems less hesitant in general. He just seems like he's putting up shots, and it can be frustrating because you miss players like that sometimes. But at the same time, it's like his shot making is like we need it. We need scoring off the bench horribly. And if you're looking at the bench points today, it's tied up 36-36. Quickley is a big reason for that. So I mean, he's not a perfect player, but you have to admit, like, this recent stretch has helped us win. And even when Quickley wasn't playing with that first unit with Julius Randle and those guys, he's kept up that attack bulldog mentality, and it's helped even that first unit get on track sometimes. So 27 points from a second-year guy, pretty damn good. And he's still trying to figure it out, guys. I understand there's some frustrations, but y'all guys want youth movement. You can't handpick the youth movement. I mean, you can say you want more McBride, and shout out to McBride because McBride played some minutes today.
Yes, he did.
But you can't be mad when youth doesn't play well, because that goes with the youth movement. The part of the youth movement is the youth not playing well, and you trying to get minutes to figure it out. All right, that's all about to say about that. And yeah, and Ryan, do you want to add anything to that, Ryan?
I already said everything I needed to say about Quickley.
Got you.
Yeah.
And we definitely going to talk about RJ Barrett, because RJ Barrett has turned the corner as well. Before I talk about RJ Barrett, let's get to this first corner, man. First caller up. All right, we got a regular. Maybe he's part of the 1 a.m. crew. We got our man RJ, not to be confused with RJ Barrett from New Jersey. What's going on, man? RJ, you still there?
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about RJ. Listen, I know he's been scoring lately and he's been balling, but I really like that how much he's improved as a passer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had 6 assists against the Sixers the first night, and he had 7 on Wednesday, 5 against Phoenix, 4 against the Clippers, and then 6 more tonight. And it's the variety. It's the way it's coming too. Like, I remember when he was 19 as a rookie, you know, the most you got, he was very limited as a playmaker. You would get those, you know, weak side skip passes, but now it's a lot of pick and roll passing. Yep. He's doing the driving kick. You know, he'll do some occasional dump offs with Obi in the dunker spot. And it's just watching him. He's making much better reads when he's on the attack. You know, it feels like he used to do like a lot of predetermined stuff, but now he's doing it. He's making much smarter reads on the fly, and he's still not turning it over often. It just feels like he's a much more efficient playmaker ever since he's been getting these on-ball reps the last couple of months. Yeah. So I love the way he's playing, and he's scoring. And I keep checking every night, guys. He's getting closer and closer. I'm checking NBA.com to that 20-point mark.
He's going to get there.
On average. I'm hoping he can get to like 19.5 at the end of the year so he can at least round it off. But he's getting right there. But that's all I got. Guys, have a good rest of the night. Thanks for taking the call.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank
you. Yeah, man. Listen, RJ Barrett tonight, you already see the stats right there on the screen. 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. And good point, other RJ, that his turnovers, he has 3 turnovers tonight. But there was a stretch when RJ was struggling with his turnovers, with this increased usage rate. And you have to give this man props because he hasn't had big turnover games in about a month, and his usage rate has improved dramatically. Like I said, there was 2 games ago, his usage rate was at 30. And that was the most of his career. And you know what? I feel like this new changing of a guard, where RJ is doing a lot of the playmaking, is going to help Julius. Randle is going to help the rest of this team kind of fall into place. We only have 4 assists in that first half. 3 of those was from RJ Barrett.
Which is crazy.
It's just super crazy. Super crazy. And not only that, it's like, all right, now today he gives you the threes, 3 of 6 from 3. RJ is improving every facet of his game, man. He's improving and finishing at the line. His handle has allowed him to do this little snake move thing when he during the pick and rolls, and it kind of allows him to survey the floor more and make more advanced reads at times. And they only running like pistol. They're pretty much just running pistol.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
He's doing all this damage running that same pistol pick and roll play, and driving relentlessly off of rebounds. That's it. That's it. It's kind of crazy. If we get like if we add more wrinkles to our offense, it can start to get really crazy. And shout out to Knicks Twitter video guys. They start to point out that even RJ starts to control the pace of the game and who gets the ball at what points. He's telling people to move here. He's trying to give Julius Randle shots. He's taking that next step of being the commander of the offense with this Knicks team while playmaking and being an actual leader. So shout out to RJ Barrett who's done well for us today.
Yeah, man. With RJ Barrett, here's the thing, because I said on Twitter the other day that the first season, like starting from today, the first season the Knicks have a good record, I feel like that's when he's going to get his first All-Star appearance, because you can see the growth of RJ Barrett's game. And the thing with RJ Barrett right now is he's still trying to piece a full season together, because the last couple of seasons he's had like a tale of 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In the beginning, like maybe the first half of the season, he'll start off slow, but then when the second half of the season comes, he begins to pick it up. You know, the game is slower to him, and he's showing that he can, do multiple things on the court, and his game is growing. So it's like he's getting to the point now where it's like he needs to learn how to piece one full season together, where that consistent play that he gives out in the second half, he gets it in the first half as well. And I feel like when he puts that together, I can easily see RJ Barrett averaging at least 25 a game once he learns how to put it all together for a season.
Yeah.
And another thing that impressed me about RJ today is because there was a play where he dribbled into the paint and there was no shot in the paint. And guys who are not adept to playmaking, or they're not used to playmaking, like it doesn't come natural to them. What they would usually do is they would like pick up the ball and then stop, and then they would be forced to pass the ball
quickly.
Out. Yeah. Yeah. But RJ Barrett actually dribbled into the lane. He saw that he didn't have a shot at the basket, and he kept his dribble until he found somebody. And I was like, in the past, you would never see RJ do something like that. So there's growth in his game, and I could see him, like I said, I could see him being an all-star in the future and averaging at least 25 a game once he learns how to put a full season together.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And it's like, man, if we even have another playmaker on his team, eventually that's can do something for us, because Alec Burks, as you said, like he's not a real playmaker. He had 0 assists in the first half, and he's been our starting point guard. So yeah. I saw somebody like one of the super chats was like, maybe we should start IQ. I might be back on my IQ train with maybe, but maybe we need that scoring punch off the bench. I don't know, especially with some of the things that's been happening in the second half, because there was some bad news in the second half, and we're gonna talk about it next.
Yeah.
But do we have any more callers? I want to know that, because this is 1 a.m. So I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't any more callers. But before I even get to the bad news, I want to get to some more good news. All right, and that is the Deuce. The Deuce has gotten loose. He hasn't scored, but it doesn't matter. Why does it matter? Because he played 20 minutes tonight. So gunshots for Deuce McBride playing 20 minutes on the night. And not only did he play 20 minutes on the night, but he ended the game. And this is the type of game where you're like, Tom, you fool. You should have known this was going to come from Deuce McBride. You already know he's a defender. So, of course, you would leave him in the game because of his defense. Because there was a sequence where he had like 2 or 3 stops by himself. And Tom was like, oh, no. We need to keep this energy this whole time, and left him in the game. So, congratulations. Deuce McBride. This is the most celebratory 2 points I'll ever talk about today. Deuce McBride 1 for 2 from the field, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, a steal, and a nice alley-oop to RJ Barrett to cap off that run, that epic run in the second half. So shout out to Deuce McBride. Anything to add about Deuce McBride?
Well, yeah, besides the fact that he's a great point of attack defender, which is something that the Knicks need, and I was actually impressed that Thibs kept him in that fourth quarter, because I was thinking that, this would have done his usual, substitution where he would have probably took out McBride and put in Fournier or somebody like that. But I was impressed that he kept with McBride, seeing that, and to me, it shows me that he noticed McBride's impact on defense, because it's one of those things where, you look at the stat sheet, you see 2 points, an assist, you're like, he ain't do much, but defensively, again, he was a beast. He showed up, so you're hoping that Thibs will, definitely see his contribution and hopefully continue to play him even when other guys come back. Mm-hmm. I doubt it, but I'm being hopeful. But yeah, McBride played well today, especially on the defensive end.
Well, here's the thing: Cam Reddish went down today.
Yeah,
Cam Reddish went down today, and it's funny because it was like a tale of two Cams today. Yesterday, last night we saw Deuce, IQ, Sims, Reddish, and RJ Barrett have like an epic run where they shut down their opponent, and they didn't score for like 5 minutes, 45 seconds in the second half, and then shut them down again in the second half. This game, we didn't really see that magic on defense like we saw. As a matter of fact, like they were kind of shutting us down. There was some stats, Ryan, that was kind of ridiculous. Like that first half,
yeah.
I think I know I wrote it down. The Kings had 21 free throws in the first half alone to 9, which was insane, and mostly because of Sabonis and who else? And Harrison Barnes, because Harrison Barnes was given to RJ. But that's besides the point. But the second unit, I didn't feel like they had that synergy they had and last game. But I'll say this: Cam started to kind of pick it up in that second half a little bit, and it's unfortunate that he went down because it seemed like he got a block. He got a block. He shot a nice little mid-range jumper and he went to the hole. He missed the layup. But here's the thing, man. With Obi topping out, and now Cam shoulder injury, it just seems like it comes a time in Knicks Nation where you have these young kids who need some runway to get some burn and to get some consistency, and we start to see flashes of that with Cam Reddish, and it's kind of disheartening to see him go down at this time. Now, I haven't heard any updates on his injury, so hopefully it's not too crazy. But it's just bad timing because it just looked like he was starting to carve out a role in his team, and it looks like even the Knicks staff was kind of instructing him to go to the hole more, and he was starting to do that, and it was starting to pay dividends. So like the timing just sucks, And I'll say that I don't know when Obi will be back, but the caveat is if Obi is down and Cam is down, I think there's no choice but to play McBride at this point more. You know what I'm saying? So that he who might end up still being on the floor, depending on how serious that Cam Reddish injury really is. But hopefully it's not serious.
Yeah, it seemed like he got a shoulder injury. You're hoping that it's something where, it's just like a, little, nick or whatever, and he'll be able to come back within a game or two, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with McBride being down and with Obi being down, Grimes still out, then yeah, McBride is definitely going to get more minutes as a result. And you're hoping that, McBride will be able to take advantage of those minutes and continue to show his worth. And then, when everybody does come back, Thibs has a problem. He's gonna have to decide on who to play and who not to play. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully Cam Reddish will be back pretty soon. Hopefully it's not an extended out.
Yeah, I agree with you. There. Cause to me, after last night's game, it still begs to differ, like, who fits better for this team. I feel like there might be both of these guys healthy, and if he kept getting that runway and kept performing, there might have been a brewing Obi Toppin or Cam Reddish debate happening within Tom Thibodeau and the organization. I could have seen that happening if Cam started to keep continuing into that trajectory. So that's something else to look out for. I haven't heard any news, and I don't know if anybody else has, but hopefully he will be okay. All right. Also, nothing else really else to talk about. We got Mitchell Robinson, who was out with an illness early. It's only I think it's only like a little stomach bug, so he should be back for the next game, hopefully. And only other thing that that's worth mentioning is Taj Gibson played a lot of minutes today, and he looked hurt. I don't know if he was looking at him on the bench.
Yeah. That one clip where I think was Obi was talking to him, and he was like, ah.
Yeah. I guess this is what happens when you're 30 plus and you play 25 minutes after sitting a few games in a row.
Exactly. You're gonna need that icy hot.
Yeah,
man up.
In facts, man. He need the icy hot. He might have to call a Marty and bathe in some wine or something. But he had some moments with 5 points and 8 rebounds. I wish I would have seen a little bit more Sims. Sims only played 10 minutes today, but he got a little bit early foul trouble. But you already know what it is with Tibbs, man. Tibbs loves to lean on his veterans. I guess we should be grateful that Sims even got in before Taz got in today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm gonna tell y'all, Knicks fans, just expect it, because the Knicks are winning right now. If the Knicks continue to win, the vets are gonna play. I'm sorry, because this is gonna sink in his head. We can make this play-in game. We're rolling. We can make this play-in game. So I'm just telling y'all from now, the Knicks continue to win, expect to see the vets. The vets ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But we have to look. Grimes is on the spot because of his defense. McBride played 20 minutes today, and this is usually a time when Evan Fournier gets back into the game, and he was glued to the bench. So, I mean, at this point, the defense that Tom loves, you're hoping will force his hand. And because I know the only thing he might love more than vets is defense. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. He hasn't really proved it this season.
Slightly.
But hopefully, common sense prevails and we start to see that. All right.
Yeah.
You know what? That is our show, man. Nothing really else to talk about. Evan Fournier, 15 points. Alec Burks, 5 points. Cam Reddish goes down, and we got Julius Randle, career high 46 points, career high 8 rebounds. And next game up, we have we got Dallas, man.
The Mavericks.
We got the Mavericks. And this game doesn't really have that sting to it like it usually does, because, KP's not there. So, the hatred, I don't really have the hatred for the Mavs like I used to.
Yeah, he's with the Wizards now. We get to see KP 4 times a year now.
Exactly. So 4 times the hate with the Wizards. The Mavs, I don't care about them anymore. I don't care about them as much. But we already know that Julius Randle likes to play well because he's going home. It's going to be his Dallas team. He's going home to Texas. Yeah. So we would think that he wants to play well for this game. And we'll be here to talk about it. On the next game will be, what today is?
It's tomorrow. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, because it's Tuesday now, so they're saying tomorrow. So it's Wednesday.
Oh, technically, okay, yeah.
Technically it's tomorrow, yeah.
Technically it is tomorrow. So our next game Wednesday versus these Dallas Mavericks. Shout out to everybody who called. Shout out to everybody who's watching, man. And we'll see us on Wednesday. So let's wrap it up right now. All right, Ryan G. Let them know where they can find you, sir.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is Chillin'.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G's Corner, where I post videos. Like I said, I've been busy lately, but Soon the videos will come back where I talk about Knicks and other sports as well. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. Also, you already know you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook. You can also get our merch at the nickoftimeshow.com. And listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher as well. Nice, quick, short show. We can get to sleep. Shout out to the crazy Knicks fans who are watching with us, and if it's your first time here, please be sure to like and subscribe and comment. All right, that is our show, and as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here. All right, that's our show. We'll see you versus Dallas. We are out of here.
All right, peace.